Hello, folks. This is me, and I'm doing a quick video about scarfing or free food, and it's not food stamps either. We don't do that. But if you're willing to put a little time and effort in, and a few simple tools, you'll find that at least in here in the east or northeast, there are loads and loads of people that have loads of trees. And just out the road from me and up on top of the hill here, we have what is known as the black walnut. And you'll find them usually in clusters in people's yards. You know, there's a whole bunch in the guy's yard down here. And stopped last year and said, what do you do with your walnuts? He says, throw them across the creek. And I said, do you care if I pick some up? And he said, no, go ahead. He said, I have to always pick them up before I mow because they'll become a projectile. And he's a real nice Mennonite neighbor. And so this fall, I plan on showing you how I harvest or pick up the walnuts and do a video, Lord willing, and I live that long, and the freeze didn't kill them all. I'm doing this today simply because it rained and I can't get into the garden, and that's where I spend my days in the summertime. And now, talk about nuts. There's all kinds of nuts that you can, pick up. And, the only thing giving you any competition will be the squirrels. Maybe the chipmunks, I don't know. I don't know if the chipmunks could eat into one of these shells. I had picked up 35-gallon buckets last year. And they hauled out. It was 11 buckets after I got rid of the hulls, and that's something I'll show you how I do it. We don't do it the way it was when I was a kid, but another tool, just a heavy hammer, and I've done it for years like this, and I give usually about 10 quarts away for Christmas. And I usually do this starting in November, and then I put them in the dehydrator because the new nuts are not cured yet. Now these have set since last fall, and you can see there's the walnut meat. It's there's different. I have different varieties. Some are lighter, some are darker, some are meatier, but now I've been getting a statistic is about half of them, and this one is that's good. Yep, is a good one. And another tool you'll want, and this is, I don't care if you're planning, you call yourself a prepper and you're planning to go to the woods, nut trees are everywhere. My dad was part Indian, that makes me part Indian, but he was a forager. My mom, she was Amish, and of course she went to the garden. She liked sure stuff, and my dad, he liked to hunt, fish, and forage, and he knew where every chestnut tree was up in the mountain. In summertime, we'd go up and pick huckleberries on the mountain. And there's free stuff out there. You can go pick huckleberries. You want to watch for the rattlesnakes. The rattlesnakes tend to like. But now there's a really nice meat. It's not a perfect one. But, you're going to crush them up anyway to put them in cookies if you eat cookies. I eat them just plain. And, but this little diagonal pliers is the handy dandiest little thing. And, if you want to get them out and eat the meats, especially the black walnut, because the shells on a lot of the nuts in the north, other than the chestnuts, are extremely hard. And to get them out that you don't, that you have anything, you just want to slightly crack the shell and then kind of work them out. This little one really works handy dandy. and it's got a little spring in it too that helps it open back up. But you can see they're entwined in the shell. Not all of them are, but most of the walnuts, unless they're grafted, to be one that was found that comes out of the shell easily, you're going to have to work to get them out. But you know, if if you're hungry, you have time. There's nothing else to eat. These are very, very good for you. And I just read a book about all the health benefits of eating the black walnut. And they have the oil that is good for your heart. Now I'm going to pause on I'm going to stop on the black walnuts, and I'm going to show you the Japanese walnut. There's a lot of walnuts. I have white walnuts here, but they're not bearing yet. This is the Japanese heart nut. These will bear. You plant these in 3 to 4 years, you'll be getting nuts. You know, they're quick to bear, and I have bad soil. But the nice thing about these are, and they're pretty. When you could make jewelry if you wear jewelry. The Mennonite people don't wear jewelry. Okay, it has a, now that one isn't good. He's not good. So, but normally what I do with these here is that when they're not good, is I take them, and usually when I'm doing it for the Christmas gifts for my family, I put them in a cup and then give them to the chickens, because they are, they got the oils, the fat, the different things that are good. But there you can see it's a perfect heart. Let's see if we can get one here that I had one. I had done a film before and it was perfect. You just want to hit it slightly till you hear that. When we were growing up as kids, we had a log in the basement with a piece of railroad track in, and that was there. Now there you can see it's shaped like a heart. See if I can. Oh, he broke. But there the heart-shaped shell. And of course, the nut isn't. And this one, well, he's not going in the pan. He's going in mine. Let's see if I can. Now, last year I had done quite a few quarts of walnuts. Once again, the perfect heart-shaped shell. And see if we can get him out in one piece. Yep. Now even these come out a lot easier. And there's the nut meat. And they're sweet. They're not they don't have as much, they don't have the tannin in that the black walnut has. And I'm out of my hickory nuts, but hickory nuts grow all over, and not all hickory nuts are really good to eat. We have down here in the bottom, we have quite a few trees, and up on the hill here, wild bitter hickories and pig nuts, and at least that's what they tell me they are. They're not good. They're bitter. But I have two grafted hickories here in the backyard. The one I've been getting nuts off, and I just don't have any. But the hickory nuts, the Indians used to smash them and cook them in, because they didn't have this and this to do it. Or what my friend got me last year in January was this contraption here, and it really speeds up the process because you have so much control. With the hammer, you got to just get it right. You get a feel after a while. Of course, you're not going to want to carry that in the woods. But you can have a small hammer or something, a rock and another rock. If you have, the only tool you have with you is this here, you can get some pretty difficult nuts out. But they would boil the smashed nuts, the shell, and and the meat's inside. And I don't know if I showed that to you or not, but that's pretty. And put it into a water and boil it, I read, and then they would cook their whatever it is, their cornmeal or meat with into it, and they called it. It's like a little bit like soy milk. It was a nut milk, and hickories have a really, really good flavor. Well, everybody around here is all more than willing to let me pick up their walnuts. And I'll bet if you check with your neighbors, if you don't have some, there's people that would be more than glad that you get them out, pick them up, and so they don't have to pick them up to run their mower. Hey, well, thank you, and may the Lord bless. You have a good day.